Hey guys, it's Talton Robertson back at it again. And today I am going to be teaching you guys how to use AccelerList. This is definitely by far the best service that you can have when it comes to listing books on Amazon. And if you want to list other things like DVDs, CDs, video games, general merchandise, anything really you can list on AccelerList. For some applications, it is definitely easier. But with that being said, it is a great tool. So I'm going to show you how to use it and what's great about it, what's not. So if you're ready, let's jump into it. All right, guys, we're in my computer now. You can see I already have AccelerList auto-populated here. And this is what the home screen looks like. So this is product listing. That's the main thing it does. But it can also reprice, accounting, all in a single application built for the future. You can also cross-list over to eBay. So if you're interested in selling through Amazon's FBA program, but also widening your audience to sell on eBay, this is a great way to do that. It's only extra $20 a month. And we can see here that there's been already over 144,000 in sales generated by AccelerList sellers. And there's a lot more coming to this platform, but I'm not going to get into all that. So let's go ahead and log in. Now, I don't know why that didn't log in. All right, so now we're in AccelerList. And usually the dashboard pops up. You can see we have sales here, but you can, explore through it and everything. We're going to go over how to make a batch and how to price books and so on and so forth. So create batch, that's the first thing I click. Okay. So you might have to go through your settings before you do this. Um, but batch name, I just keep it as that batch. Sometimes I like to add my initials at the end right there, or usually a space. Yeah, TR at the end. That lets me know that I made the batch. And do I want to use a custom SKU template? Yes. Now I've already went and created my custom SKU template. So if that's something y'all want a video on, like I can go into that further, but we're just going to skip that for now. All right, shipping from home office. So this is my home office address. This is where I'm shipping from. Anytime you're using this, you want to make sure that you're using the right location that you're going to be shipping from. So home office. FBA is my fulfillment channel. I'm going to send my products to Amazon. They're going to pick and pack them and ship them to the customer and handle the customer service for me. Those are the great benefits of FBA. Now, label preference, I want to label my own products. If you don't have a label printer, you don't have to. Amazon will label them for you, but it's 30 cents a label, guys, when they label it for you. And I can label myself for like 2 cents a label. So it just takes a little extra time, but I highly recommend getting you a label printer. That way you can put your own labels on there. And then I always like to use a private workflow. Now you can use a live workflow, but typically I like to just do it privately. That lets me complete the batch and then upload the batch all at the end. And that way, if I need to take away anything or do anything or even delete the whole batch, I can. And then employee visibility, I have none. I'm not worried about this. All of my employees use my logins when it comes to using AccelerList. So with that being said, let's create the batch. Okay, so you can see here we have this little bar. This is where you're going to type in the ISBN or the title or the ASIN. You can do that. And that's how you're going to populate. Now, over here, you can see I've got this little scout button that's red. It wants me to fill this out. Now, I've got it set up a certain way for my SKU, and I'll show you that. But I always choose media when I'm listing books. All right, now If you don't have a Bluetooth scanner, I recommend getting one. I have a standing scanner that just it's motion activated. It sits on my desk, and when I need to enter a book, like say this one, you can see it has the ISBN on the back right here, the barcode. I'm going to put that under. You hear the beep. Numbers popped up right here, and it's loading. Mrs. March, a novel. This should be loading faster, guys. I apologize for the slowness. I might as well drink some tea. This is dandelion tea, guys. It is delicious. You should try it. Okay, I don't know what happened here, but I'm going to try this again. And nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening? Let's try a different book. This one could be just not doing right. Oh, there it is. Spoke too soon, guys. Okay, so we have the book that popped up, Mrs. March. You can see that's the same book here, Mrs. March. You can see the rank. Let me zoom in for you guys. Because I usually keep it on 67 so that I can see everything, but we're doing this slow and I'm not trying to do it based on speed. Let's do 90%. That looks good. Okay. So you can see this a lot better. Mrs. March, a novel, 8.5K rank. So this book sells a lot. Now, estimated sales 138 a quarter. That's a lot. This book sells. So we can also see that we have a used buy box and a new buy box. The used buy box is basically where Amazon says the used book is priced, and the new buy box is basically where Amazon says the new book is priced. There are offers that lie outside of this. We can see here that the lowest used offer is $16.47, and the lowest new offer is $19.99. And neither one of these offers are the lowest. But that 1945 is a used copy by Amazon. That's the one that's getting the buy box. And we're trying to get the buy box as well. That is not a bad price. I do think that that is a little high for the 27.47 when it is also selling at 19.99. Why would someone pay 19.45 for this book? But someone would probably buy this book to save $1 on it. So I like to price my books up front. So when I'm pricing books, I use a lot of this data to help me price. And I've got the condition is used good. You want the condition to be used good if it's a used book. If it's a new book, you better have an invoice from either the publisher or a distributor. Either one will work, but you do not want to try to sell a book as new if you bought it new at Walmart or Ollie's or something like that, the Dollar Tree. Amazon, if they, say that if you get a complaint from a customer and they request an invoice, you don't have one to send them. So it's really a risk selling new books as new if they're not from the publisher or from a distributor. Okay, so let's get into this. 1945. I'm actually going to come in and 18.99 it. I think it'll sell at 18.99, and I think it'll probably sell within a week or so. So I'm gonna add this to my batch. It's good. I don't really need to add any notes, but I've got these notes that are uh, pre set up so that I can just click them for different reasons. I've had to sell books with bent book boards before, and you can see that's used acceptable, used good. I've got the Tom Moore. There was this guy we got a bunch of books donated from, and Tom Moore was written on every single book. So we made a special one just for that. And you can see we have one for like highlights and annotations or a library copy. So if you can put notes, that's great. A lot of people don't. Anytime that I have a book that is just in good condition, there's really nothing bad to say about it at all. I just list it as good, and hopefully I get a good review. And so there's really nothing there that you need to see. And here's my SKU. I'm using media as my prefix, and then the date, the rank, the price, and I can't really see what else is there. But let's add this to the batch. Okay, it's added to the batch. You can see the full SKU here, the price, and then 001 is an integer. So the reason why I do the SKU this way is so that I can continually list books, never have to worry about duplicate SKUs because my integer, my date, the rank, all these different things, it would almost be impossible for two items to be exactly the same. Um, and then this also gives me a lot of data. This tells me how fast it's moving. It tells me what I priced it at originally. So if I have to reduce or raise the price, I know what the difference is, how this book performed. And it also gives me the date. So if it's getting old in my inventory, I know when I listed it. And so that gives me, a lot of data. So that's why I do the SKU the way I do. Now I've got my Dymo here, and a Dymo is a label printer, but I print out this little barcode. You can see it here. And it's just a sticker. And you're going to place that right here on the back side of the book. So, sticker on the back side of the book. And now that book is listed and stickered. Moving on to the next. Next book, Herbal Remedies. Boom. You can see it popped up right here. And you can see it cannot find the matching buy box price. So I actually have a setting set to set it up at $100 in case. I can always price down. You cannot, price higher once it's sold. So it's always good to price high in those instances. But I still like to find what I'm going to sell it for. So you can see that the buy box says 1301, even though it says it couldn't find it. And with the new buy box being $15.49, that sounds like a reasonable price to me. We can see that we have 1301 offers here. So 33 a quarter, I might could get more, but the fact that there's two offers here and 15 is the new price, I feel pretty comfortable at listing it for 13. And then so you can see at 1301, it's a $4 profit. Now, I probably paid $1 for this book, so this is a $3 profit book. Nothing huge. This is just one of those books that you pick up, you're gonna make good money on it. You don't have to worry about the price tanking too much. You can see the lowest used offer is $10. The lowest prime is 1301, and it's got decent sales per quarter. I'm not worried about this book not selling, and I'm not worried about my price having to be lowered too much. So quality book here. And we're going to hit good. And we're going to add that to the batch. And then my sticker is going to come out. Now, what I like to do to speed up the time is I like to take the next book that I have in my stack, and I like to go ahead and scan that. Now, since I've scanned that one, it's going to take some time for everything to pop up. And while that's popping up, I take my sticker and I put it on the book I just finished. Easy peasy. And now I've got this book already pulled up. Glass, Irony, and God. And this is an ex-library copy. So that's going to be in my condition notes. And you can see this book has a low uh, used offer at 9, but then the next one up is 11.90. So that's a little bit of a gap. That's almost a $3 gap. Now I like to look for these gaps. I believe I could come in at the 11.90 right there, and it'll sell, and I'll make $5.22 off this book. I probably have $1 in it. It's a $4 profit. It'll sell for that price. It's got a lot of demand here, so no worries there. Uh, it is a used good book. You can list library books as good, and anytime I have a book, I like to just flip through it just like that. Not super slow, fast enough to where I can catch any big mistakes, but yet keep my time good because time is money. Uh, so use good, and I'm gonna click library here, and you can see it auto populates. This is what I had written out. X library copy may contain library stickers, stamps, marks, and other indicators that the book came from a library. Super simple. People know it's a library book. So now I'm going to add that to the batch. All right, that one's in the batch. Like I said, I like to go to my next book and then scan it. And we can see here, it cannot find buy box. I must have messed up the settings because there's buy boxes here. I'm going to have to go back through and check the settings because it's not supposed to do that. But we can see that 1148 is the used buy box. And then the next one up is 1190. Those are the only two FBA offers, and we can see that it's selling for 14. I might could get a little more than that, but with 17 a quarter, I really don't want to risk it. I'm still making my $4.87. So to me, that's good. Let's add this one to the batch. This book is in great condition, actually, and I could list it as very good, but I'm going to list it as good because who knows? Amazon could have some issues receiving it. It could get dropped in transit and get scuffed up or bent or anything. So I just listed it as good, even if it's very good or even like new. And hopefully, if Amazon does their job and it ends up in the customer's hands in the same condition that it leaves my hands, they will feel like they've got a great book here, and hopefully I'll get some good reviews. So once again, grab my sticker, put it on the back, and add it to my pile. Then we move on to the next. All right. Oh, you know what? I messed up, guys. So what I did was I put the wrong sticker on. I forgot that I had this one, but that's okay. I'm going to teach you how to fix that. So here, I'm going to add to the batch. And now I'm going to pull this sticker and actually put it back on this book because I forgot to sticker the other one. And I'm going to put it right over top of the sticker I just stuck on it. Shouldn't be no problem. And now this one has the correct sticker, but I still don't have a sticker for this. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to hit this little print button, and I'm going to print my label. And I got my label here, and it's going to go on right over top of the barcode right here. It's important that you don't have the barcode showing. You only want your stickered barcode over top of the book anytime you're sending books to FBA. All right. And moving on to the next book, Widowmaker. And it's a good book. See the used buy box is at $12.25. There's quite a few offers here. I probably could get 13 for it, but I don't want to risk it because That's already at 13. I am pretty confident it's going to sell for 12.25. So let's get it at that price. Let's add to batch. Used good. No condition notes. All right. Let's see. Now, in this case, this book, it's hard to get y'all to see that. It has an ISBN, but no barcode. So I'm going to have to type in the ISBN 069 89 115911. Boom. So you can type in the ISBN, so you don't need the Bluetooth scanner to do it, to use it. Now, if you have one, that's great. It makes it so much easier for all the books with barcodes. And this is also an ex-library copy. It's in really good shape. Nothing wrong with it. Okay. And we can see here we have an FBA used for 25. That is where I would price it at. 2.25. This is a very slow moving book. And honestly, it's probably not the best book to send in because it's got a couple of these lowball offers here. But I've had success with what they call the prime bump. So my item, because I sent it to Amazon, it's going to be considered prime. My customers get their items in 2 days or less. And with that being said, I can get the buy box. And if you're a lazy customer, you're not going to go look at every single book offer. You're just going to look at the buy new or buy used. And in this case, you can buy used. They actually don't have a new buy box. But if you did see a new one, it would probably be like this 49 or even this 55. One of those two offers would probably be the one you would see. And more than likely, you would just buy my copy at 25 because a lot of people don't dig when it comes to searching for the books. And I'm going to list this one as good. I will state that it's a library copy, and I will add a batch. Easy peasy. And I like to put the barcode sticker, which this is called an FN SKU, by the way. It's a SKU for Amazon's fulfillment network. I'm pretty sure that's what the FN stands for, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I just know that you have to do it. All right, so that's pretty much what you're going to do, and you're going to do this for all your books. And I like to have two stacks, one on my right, one on my left. That way, I know what's been stickered and what's not. So all these have been stickered, and then I have some over here that have not been stickered. And you're going to want to sticker your books and get them all listed. I like to price up front. If you don't have a repricer, I definitely recommend pricing up front. And you want to make sure that your box that you're putting these in, that the books and the box and the tape and the labels and everything together weighs less than 50 pounds. So I always tell my guys never to go over 48. 48 is the cutoff. That gives us at least a pound for leeway in case they do happen to go over 48 or the scale's off. And there goes one of my cats. You can just ignore her. Hopefully she doesn't start cleaning herself the wrong way. Oh, but anyways, you just list and list and list in here until you have this weight up, close to whatever, you're going to fill it up as. Like I said, I go and I use 17 by 13 by 13 inch boxes, and I can fill them up to 48 pounds and always have just a little bit of extra space. With that extra space, I either will cut the boxes down and then make it to size, or I'll throw a couple of air mailers in there. I get books back from Amazon every now and then from where I send in restricted inventory. Didn't realize it was restricted, and sometimes that happens, and then it becomes stranded, and you have to get it back. And when they send it back, usually they throw in a few air mailers, so I utilize those when I'm filling up my boxes. That's some great tea, dandelion tea with honey. In case y'all want to know, it's delish. Um, yeah. So, anyways, once you do that, you can either preview your shipment plans or submit your feed. Let's say we're finished. I've got all my books packed up. Well, I like to always preview the shipment plans and let Accelerlist create my shipment for me. And if you see here, after I click that, I have this come up. You can see that this is my shipment name, number of SKUs. It's one shipment, and it would be going to Charlotte CL2, CLT2, excuse me. And then I can accept the shipment here. Now I'm going to reject the shipment plan in this case because I really need to add more books to the shipment. I'm just doing this to show you guys so that you can get started. All right. So let's just go over some of the settings. So if we go to settings right here, you have your account settings, address settings, printer settings, listing settings. And then so you can actually default. See, like I have my price when data is unavailable right there. And you can set minimum and maximum prices, your inbound shipping estimates. So this is all stuff you're going to want to set before you go in. SKU settings, I was talking about this earlier, but you go in and you put in your SKU and you generate a custom SKU. Supplier settings, these are scouts, and I use these right here to know where like I got stuff from, kinda. Not necessarily. I have receipts and I have other ways of keeping up with it, but I want to know if it's media, if it's RA, if it's OA, or if it's wholesale. So RA is retail arbitrage, OA is online arbitrage, and then WS is wholesale. So that's just what I use. You don't have to use that. You can make your SKU however you want. If you guys want a video on how to make a good SKU, like I can do that. But yeah, so you want to go in these settings and just make sure that everything is nice and good. I'm gonna cut some of this out, but that's pretty much it, guys. That's Accelerlist, and if you're using it for box contents, there's the box contents feature. And you do have accounting. You can do profit and loss. Now, I don't have that keeping up really on here. I've got an accountant who does that for me, so I don't really use it for that. You also have your profit reprice, and I don't know how much extra this costs. $24 a month for under 2,000. So yeah, it's got a lot of benefits, but the main thing I use it for is just listing. And you have your batch history here. You can see I've completed a bunch of batches and I have one in progress, and that's the one we've been working on. So guys, I hope this video has helped out a lot. Hopefully you've learned a thing or two about Accelerlist and you'll take that next step in your FBA Amazon selling journey. Get you that subscription to Accelerlist, make your life easier, list books faster. I know that it is a huge benefit to have this software. That's why I have it. That's why I am going to recommend it to you guys. I'm going to leave a link in the description. So if you need Scoutly or Accelerlist to get started selling books on Amazon, they are in the description below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap that bell so you don't miss any of my content. And let's just stay flipping, guys. Let's get this money. All right, until next time.